Well, good morning. I'm just glad to be back in the saddle in my posse, my crib, my place here in the Keys. And I had a week off to just extend care to my mom who had broken her hip and is hospitalized still, but I had to come back. But this morning as I'm beginning my day and meditating, I wanted to share some thoughts with you, and I hope that they're beneficial. But I don't know what your view of yourself is, and sometimes I don't know what my view of myself is. But what I want it to be is, what is God's view of me? I mean, what does God see and have expectation of in a hopeful way of my life? And to see that accurately and to see it fully, I have to look at the life of Jesus Christ, because his life is the pattern for my life. His life is the symbol of what I can be. And I might not ever be everything he is, but I can have parts of everything he is. And I go back to where Jesus had been living his life, and his followers had been watching him and seeing him. And then it came to the day in Matthew's biography of Jesus and also Luke's biography of Jesus. They talk about the day that he sent his followers out. And I'm not just talking about the 12. I'm talking about, he sent out 70 and he sent out 12, and he sent people at different places in different junctions. But in Matthew chapter 10, these words are recorded about the time that Jesus sent his followers out to be something they never saw themselves being, to experience something they never saw themselves experiencing. And he said this, he says, as you go, in other words, he had already had this expectation that they would go in his authority, doing what he did as he did it. And he says, as you go, I love this, he says, preach or proclaim, share. It's not about being in a pulpit with a set of notes. It's just about publish out of your life what's happening. He goes on to say, he says, preach saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And I love that. And I just want to take a moment there before I go on. Excuse me. He says, the domain of God, the power, the presence, the personality of God, the leadership of God, the might of God is touchable. It's right here. It's within your grasp, is what Jesus is saying. He said, go and tell people that the kingdom of God is within their grasp. And he says, and here's how I want you to know that it's within your grasp. Because as you go proclaiming the domain of God is within the grasp of humanity, he says, heal the sick. That's what he went on to say. Cleanse the lepers. In other words, the people who have this marginalized life and who are separated from everybody else. He said, I want you to take away the barriers that are there for them. He says, raise the dead. I mean, that's pretty awesome. And we know Jesus actually raised people from the dead. And I'll never say that's outside of our purview. But what I am saying, on a daily basis, what we can do is we can speak life into dead situations, into dead relationships, into dead circumstances, into dead businesses. We can be the life speakers. And then he goes on to say, cast out demons. And we know that there is this realm of evil in our world. We can look around and find evidence of it within 1 mile of our house, within 10 miles. We can watch the news every day. It's filled with the evidence of evil, with the presence and the persuasion of evil all around it. And Jesus is saying that he is authorizing us, his sent ones. And you say, well, no, this is only 70 people that were sent here, or his closest disciples. No, and I'll give you a little bit more on that in a moment. He says, cast out demons, freely you have received, freely give. And then in John's biography of Jesus, Jesus says to his followers, and then he extends it in his prayer in John chapter 17 for everyone who would ever believe, that we are to be his presence, his personality, his power through our lives. And then the very last thing he says that's recorded in Matthew 28, he says, go and make disciples. In other words, disciplined followers of the way that you've seen me live, seen me act, seen me interact with humanity. I want you to go do the same. So bottom line, here's the bottom line for today. Go, be a difference maker. Let people know through your story and through your words and through your activities that you are governed by the kingdom of God, by the will of God, by the persuasion of God, that leads your life. And then make a difference in other people's life. Heal the sick, speak wellness over people, cleanse the lepers, speak unity in the removal of things that separate people. Raise the dead, speak life into situations, and then cast down evil, cast out demons. You speak against evil in our communities, in our society. Speak against the things that destroy people. Speak against it. So I think this is a little bit of good information on a Monday morning, that God in heaven, the creator of the earth, has an expectation for your life, for you to be a difference maker. Now, go, be, do. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.